Dang it, my bad. My bad. I'm gonna have to fix that. Remove it. Anyway, start all over again. Thank y'all so much for coming out. I am Tyrone E. Wilson, the CEO and founder of Cover 6 Solutions. This is part 3 of 3 of the home lab setup. It is where we talk about what the complete lab looks like. I do have a pretty decent lab. You'll notice that I've come a long way from what I had in part 1. We'll talk about it. Just a couple of notes really quick. I wanted to give a shout out to everyone that came to the meet and greet last, when did we do it? Last Thursday. So that was a really good time. A lot of great conversation. Another thing is that we've started to publish a lot of really, really helpful blog posts in addition to the videos that we put out on YouTube. We do have exam prep courses, but the main things is that down at the bottom of our website, we have 3 different roadmap documents, and it's separated by level of difficulty. And basically what we're doing is that we're bringing all of our courses back. We were really, really doing well with the courses. They were really popular. If you all remember, we were flying. We were flying 20, 30 students every other weekend. But COVID kind of took that away from us. We had to resort to doing it live. We started doing it live, and they remain popular. So we started to bring them all back. So we have a Breaking into Cyber course and an Intro to Cyber course. And what we're doing in the meetups is all of the meetup topics are essentially topics of the Intro to Cyber course. I do have a treat for you all at the end of this, but I think you'll like it. The third roadmap is the SOC Analyst roadmap, which means that the SOC Analyst labs are back. And pretty soon we're going to bring back the Pen Tester Prep labs and then the Attack and Defend lab. If you go and look at the SOC Analyst Prep lab content, I turned it into what I think will be a really, really good cert. Want to hear about it? All right. So if you get the SOC Analyst Prep labs, it also provides you access to 4 of the exam preps. I want to say it's the Security Plus, CYSA, it's the CC, and I cannot remember the 4th one. And the reason why I say that is because on the Cover 6 IR exam, the final exam, it's a 6-hour exam. So it's going to be 25 questions from each one of those certs, and then 60 lab questions. And that lab will be Splunk and Security Onion. So there is no way that a person can't say that you aren't legit by the time you finish that. Only one exam attempt. So be ready. So again, I'm excited. You're the first to hear that right now. We did have the SOC Analyst Prep course, but we didn't have a final exam or anything attached to it. And now we do, certificate and everything. So it should be fun. All right. how we all feeling today? How we all feeling? If you don't mind, let me know, where in the world are you tuning in from? And while you all do that, I'm going to show you what my current setup looks like. So as you can see, I have come a long way. I believe when we first started on the home lab setup part 1, okay, we got North Carolina in the house. When we first started on part 1, y'all got on me a little bit because I was still using, I think I was using VMware Fusion Pro, right, on my Mac. And we got Stafford, we got Maryland. That's what's up. And it was dated, it was dated. On the Mac, they have UTM now. And basically, I had a custom built PC that I wasn't doing anything with. So what I did was I did some research. Yes, I use AI a lot, and got some recommendations from my team on Claude. Shuri is my tech skill. Yes, I named her Shuri, from Shuri in the Black Panther. Very, very smart techie. And Shuri made some suggestions, walked me through installing Proxmox, and helped me install these different VMs. I knew what I wanted. Most of them I did myself, but AI is great. And what you can do is you can safely create an SSH key for Claude, like a permanent key, and you can allow your Claude skills to log into your various machines through SSH and take control and kind of run things and make changes and do things. Um, I am paying for that though, using Claude Cowork, but it makes my life a lot easier. Um, I don't have to stumble around with downloading ISOs and doing the installs and doing PowerShell uh, commands. It already knows that it needs to do all that. And because it's controlling the machine as you, it will do that. So you'll see that I do have my Windows server installed. I do have my domain installed. Currently, my forest is odapeeka.edu. And wait till I tell you the story behind Odapeeka. So here's the backstory and why I call it Odapeeka. There was a time where my brother made it to the NFL, and we would talk about how scouts find talent for all of these professional teams. And I kind of related it to the job market. And he would say things like, they don't care if you went to Odapeeka State. If you have talent, then they're going to find you, right? If you are able to put it on display, either in games or have someone talk about you, they're going to come and see. And if you have talent, then you're going to play. So that's my motivation. That's why I call it Odapeeka. You'll notice in the labs that is part of the environment. Odapeeka.cover6solutions.com is live right now. If you want to go take a look at it, you can target it, you can scan it, you can review it, you can do whatever you want to it. Just know that that activity will show up in the labs. So the more you do it, the more content there will be, either for yourself or for students. And we'll talk about that, how that all works soon. So it's going to be fun. So I do have my system, my domain Active Directory set up. I have 2 windows. Oh, I have two Windows 11. Let me just leave it there. I have two Windows 11 machines. I do have a Security Onion machine and a Splunk machine. Something's going on right now. Let me remove that. But yeah. Yeah, so you can see that I have my Windows Server, my Security Onion, Splunk, and two Windows machines, and I'm just getting started. So I'm going to do, I'm looking to do Metasploitable 3. There is an Active Directory infrastructure out there called GOAD, GOAD. That will be in the, matter of fact, let me put that up for you. That will be in the student handouts. So let me show you that first. So there's a QR code that will get you to the student handouts. I'll also paste a link in the comment to get to the student handouts. We've redone them all. I stay on it almost every day to ensure that they're looking really, really good. And basically, I want you all to be able to leave this talk or any one of my talks with something tangible. So every time we finish a live meetup, there'll be a handout in the folder. So I believe tomorrow will be the active scanning and enumeration, one of my favorites. So there'll be a handout for that in there. Also down the bottom, on the bottom of the website, we redid our kind of cheat sheet thing. It's called the Cover 6 Field Manual. It's just a place, like a master document for notes, something that I've always wanted growing up, coming up in my career. So I decided to create one. So the other things that we were going to talk about today is like how we got here, right? So we know that I have a teach you, show you, involve you style. So I'm really going to try my best to involve you all tonight. In the first part, we talked about what a lab is, what it does, why it's important, right? Mainly just talking about it. Part 2, we saw a little bit of the show you part, where I showed you all of the different resources where you can go and get software, find instructions on how to install the software, things of that nature. And then the third part is the involve you part, where I actually want you to talk about what you have in your labs. So if you don't mind, in the comments, talk about your lab architecture right now, and let us see what you got going on or what you plan to have going on. Let me show you all Odapeeka. Is available. You can also go to onion.cover6solutions.com. That is available. You can also go to splunk.cover6solutions.com. And that's also available. So the reason why I'm displaying that, you'll see it a little bit later. You might want to bookmark those. But that's part of my lab. So I believe, what was it, part 2 or part 3? We talked about installing portions of your lab in the cloud. You can do it as an individual. You can get a bunch of people together to foot the bill. For what you're trying to do, probably will cost maybe, I don't know, $40 a month, depending on what you're trying to do. But of course, as you know, like these lab costs can get really, really high, you know, um, especially if you want a really nice, robust server with the ability to handle multiple users at the same time. It's going to cost, right? Let me go here. Yeah. So that's part of my infrastructure in the cloud. So my cloud setup, because I'm working backwards, is we have maybe 1, 2, 3, 4. We have a attack machine. We have the Odapeeka.edu victim machine. We have a security onion machine in the cloud and a Splunk machine in the cloud. And then at home, you saw that I have those 7 different VMs with more to come. Just all depends on, how much more memory I decide to buy. Any questions so far? So we talked about how we got here, what we did to get here. Inside of the student handout, there are instructions that show you how to add a Windows workstation to the domain. There's instructions on how to get Nessus installed on your machine. And one thing that I did want to show, I think there might be a security function here. No. All right. One thing that I wanted to show you all is that right here, where to look for information and logs once you get your machine up and running. So I can't do full screen right now, but inside of your event viewer, right, you'll get here. We were already at this screen. And basically, once you get your event viewer, you will go to your Windows logs and check your security logs. All of these different event IDs mean something. You will start to look for particular event IDs over time, as they will be very, very helpful and meaningful to you. All right. Logs are right there. There are other places that you would look in the registry and such, but this is a really good place to start. We're at the 20-minute mark. Let's talk about the Nessus and what that looks like. All right, so let me close this out. Let me show you what it looks like to have Nessus installed. Nessus is the vulnerability scanner that we talked about. It is installed on our attack machine. So when you see these logs, that will always be our target. All right, so we just kicked off a Nessus scan. I'm using Nessus Essentials. You sign up, it's free for the first 16 IP addresses. We're only targeting one, so we're good. As you can see, we've already found some vulnerabilities on that machine. And as I mentioned earlier, this activity that you're seeing right now will be in the logs. So this is what a typical Nessus scan looks like as it starts to identify vulnerabilities. It will populate with them. Depending on what it finds, you'll see different types of severities. You also have, in the pro version, I know the pro version's expensive now, well over $3,000 last time I checked. You can have custom reports, you can have credential checks, you can have web checks, you can audit as well. So it's a really good tool to have. And the folks at Tenable do a good job of keeping this up to date and allowing you to be able to scan devices for free. On top of that, I want to show you that, yes, other aspects of the fully functioning lab is Security Onion. So you see this domain right here is onion.cover6solutions.com. I'm in the hunt right now. Let me refresh this. So I was looking for SSH traffic earlier. There's a bunch of different tags and filters that you can use in Security Onion. Consider Security Onion one of your first SIMs, right? Your system information and event management device, right? And the hunt basically lets you filter for a lot of different types of information. What was I earlier? I think I was looking at SSH traffic because I know that I ran some SSH scans, right? So you got your timestamps, the data set, your source IP, source port, destination, IP, destination port. You may have heard the term 5-tuple. That's essentially what it is. Then we have our Security Onion machine up and running, allows you to do some search and reporting. Up here, it was not that much of a pain to get this up and running, but basically what you can use Splunk for is that you send all different types of logs from all different types of servers and devices to one machine, and Splunk, using its own query language, will allow you to filter through the results. I did not save any of my queries here. So that's that. So you've seen the Security Onion machine, you've seen Splunk work, you've seen Active Directory work. Most people have a Kali Linux machine. We decided to put our Kali Linux machine in the cloud. So that's the current infrastructure right now. with all of these different devices in the cloud, as you may or may not know, you have a set of keys on your local laptop. If you were to add your keys to the authorized keys file, it will allow you to remotely connect to your machine in the cloud and do all your work really quickly from the terminal. If you decide to use an AI tool like Claude or anything, it will create a set of permanent session keys. That way, no matter how many times you close Claude, reopen, close a session, start a new session, your skill or whatever you want to create will have the ability to log into all of your different machines and do things that will help you create, do whatever. So that is also a way to go. It is the 30-minute mark, so I want to show you all a little something. And the reason why I bring this up is because I've been doing this since January of 2012. One of the questions that I get asked a lot is, how do I gain hands-on experience if I don't have a job? And how do I get a job if I don't have hands-on experience? And if you have been following me, you know that I have given presentations on how to make that happen. And I would always, at least once a quarter, give the Breaking Into Cyber talk. And just like how my brother mentioned, if you have talent, people will see you, but you don't want to just tell everyone to keep working, keep pushing, you'll get it. Because eventually it needs to translate to a job. And I would say things like the basketball analogy. Like, you can't go to someone else's neighborhood and expect to get some run on the basketball court if no one knows that you're good. So ways to get good is to create your own lab. And another way is to use Security Onion. Security Onion is a bit bulky though. I think it's over 200 gigs to get it to work. But if you can get there, then you can literally watch yourself, attack yourself, and then perform incident response on yourself. But that can be a little bit troublesome. So what I did as part of this home lab setup series is go the extra mile and create something for you all, right? So if you go here, it is called Cover 6 First Watch. It is free. It is a free course where if you register, you'll get access to Security Onion and you get access to the Splunk machine. There's a course with instructions and things that you can do with Odapeeka when it comes to triage and searching Splunk using different query languages. And it's free for a week. I'm giving you the first week for free. So there's technically no excuse now to why you can't get hands-on experience. Matter of fact, I will put that here as well. Does anyone have any questions? Or comments? As I mentioned, part 3 is putting it all together. Once we finish this talk, then this talk will be added to our courses. We have a home lab setup talk, there is the home. It's in the comments. This link will work. And we'll also put it in the description, a link to the student handouts that explains all of the home lab setup parts, 1, 2, and 3, how to install the different tools like Nessus, how to add machines to a domain. It's all in there, right? I try my best to do what I can do to improve people's lives through the knowledge that I have in cybersecurity. I know what the industry has done for me. I am a virtual CISO now. I've been running my company since 2013. And if there was someone around that would help me not waste the time that I did, I would have been very, very grateful. So whether 20 people show up or 20,000 people show up, I'm still going to be here. With that being said, on the meetup page, we just announced maybe 8 more meetups. So there's a meetup schedule for all of June and all of July. We'll be back at the end of the month in Washington, D.C. for Cyberjutsu Con. If you haven't seen it, we got picked as a speaker. So we're going to give the training at Cyberjutsu Con, and it's going to be on the first watch. So I'm looking forward to that. It's my second speaking engagement for the year. I will also be at DEF CON speaking for Blacks in Cyber. And I believe there is a third one where I'll be speaking on a panel. So try my best to keep you all updated. We have a question. Is it possible to walk us through some of the SSH commands or explain how it works without risking any of your personal devices? If it's not okay, I would learn through YouTube otherwise. So by SSH, I mean, you know what? Bump it, right? Bump it. I'll show you. I'll show you. Normally, you know what? It's fine. I'll show you. So this is my terminal, right? And I have some things. I have some stuff set up. Let me get rid of this to where I can easily be like SSH into Kali 1, right? And that shoots me right into my attack machine. I'm not sure what you meant by SSH, but now I am currently root on this machine. And from here, I can do something like nmap Odapeeka.cover6solutions.com, right? So very quickly, I can go to my terminal, SSH to my attack machine, and then that attack machine has other tools on it that allow me to work. So the benefits of having something like this set up is that you can work from anywhere in the world. I can still run my pen test engagements from a boat, in the middle of the ocean. I can do something like MSF console and get Metasploit up and running with the database going, So yeah, let me do nmap-v-d4-ssv-pn-p- Odapeeka.cover6solutions.com/open. So that's me running a full port scan on the Odapeeka site. And this traffic will show up in the logs. Matter of fact, teach you, show you, involve you. The challenge would be for someone to go and now tell me what the IP address is for this attack machine. You clearly saw me do an all port scan. It's going to show up in the Security Onion logs. It's going to show up in the Splunk logs. And even if you did any type of scanning and enumeration on the Odapeeka page, your logs will show up too. Yes, perfect. Looking to access my other laptop. Yes, that's the way to go. You do want things to be as easy for you as possible. If you want a GUI version of SSH, there's a tool called CyberDuck. It's a really, really fun tool. Once you install the usernames and passwords for SSH, you can just drag and drop from machine to machine. Cool? All right, I'll put this back up there. I think that's about it for tonight. I want to say thank you all for joining me. We are at the 40-minute mark. Like I said, the helpful URLs will be in the description. At any point, you can connect with me. One of the best places is on our Discord. And what I'll do is I will put the Discord link right there. And then I'll also put it in the comments. And it'll be in the description as well. So feel free to chop it up. The folks that have started the First Watch course, there's a channel for discussion in Discord. So with that being said, thank you so much. I hope you all have a great day. We'll be back tomorrow night for more scanning and enumeration. All right. So if you want to learn how to use nmap, you want to know how to use the Metasploit framework and auxiliary modules and all that, we're going to be doing all that tomorrow night. All right. Thank you so much and have a good day, everybody.